A very important question asked is the customer the king? And quite often the answer is no. I've been in customer support and customer facing all my life career in various technology and other areas. And I've met a number of other leaders, worked under leaders, worked with peers, worked with people who reported to me. And this has always been an issue. And if you look at many corporations and the way they treat their customers, it's one thing to say the customer is important, but how entirely customer focused are you? So there are different perspectives on this, at least three definite perspectives, which I'm borrowing from others in how you do this. So I've got two slides which I want to explain this. So the first is in engineering projects and where orders are picked up by a corporation from their customers. So if you have a set of specifications and if you're meeting them and if the expectations are met, so these are the perception side, the external perception side, then you have quality. So you evaluate specifications, you have the expectations are met, the customer is satisfied, and then you have quality. Now, if the customer expectations are not met and your specifications are also not met, so then you have a failure. Obviously, it's a no and no. Your failure happens because the specifications are not met and the customer expectations are not met. Now, there are two other boxes that evolve from this is that if your specifications have been met and your customer is not satisfied, so this is a dilemma faced by a lot of IT companies, technology companies, sometimes in large projects. There was a design, there was an original expectation, and the end product or end result does not meet. So that's the big gap there which has to be met. It usually goes back to cycles of evaluating the specification, seeing if you can improve it and build on it. Unfortunately, software tech companies fall into this gap more often than not. The other side is that uh, if the expectations are not met, the specifications are not met, and the evaluation factor does not fill, then you look at the customer expectations, in which case you start talking to the customer and understanding what exactly they need, because you may have the specifications internally, you might have bet everything in the contract or in the tender, but there's a failure there. So this leads us to a very important subsequent slide, which we look at how you can evaluate customers. So there are three broad uh, perspectives. So there is the type of organization which focuses only on their product leadership. They develop a product, ensure that it meets things, and then you're pulling customers into this product leadership. It could be a brand, it could be you're ensuring that your product leadership is there. There are many instances of this in the market, Apple being one. Hewlett Packard had printers in the printer businesses where they cannibalized their own product leadership. So the next product competed with the earlier product. So these are companies who expect customers to be drawn because of their product leadership. The second type of organization is operational excellence, in which you ensure that your systems and processes work, that expectations are met with operational excellence in terms of how you deliver. A lot of e-commerce companies are moving into this kind of space where you try and deliver. If you commit 24 hours, pizza delivery is another of operational excellence where uh, if they have committed something within 30 minutes, they try and do that. So the entire cycle is working towards operational excellence. So this is trying to move towards the customer. The third is customer intimacy, where you're interactively, these are how mom and pop shops and smaller businesses work and gain advantage over the bigger, larger corporations with customer intimacy. And typically, you can do only one of these. You cannot do all three. So when you attempt all three, you get into a bit of a problem. So the point here is that any customer facing organization may have to choose between one of these three to ensure that they excel in the market. So this goes back to my original slide where we are looking at projects primarily when you have this kind of approach. Whereas if it's a continuous process and you're ongoing, then you would approach your market and your customers with one of these three options.